What's up, bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to share with you 3 particular pull-up exercises that maybe in calisthenics, in bodyweight training, we're not fully taking advantage of, but it might be something that's used in other sports, more like traditional strength and conditioning training. How can we steal the concepts that have been well established, well proven from that aspect, and apply it and use it effectively with bodyweight training? So let's jump straight into this one. Now, I understand that this is maybe a slightly clickbaity title, but I promise you, I have got 3 exercises that is going to back this up. But it's not just like 3 random variations. There's infinite variations. Some of them just don't work. These 3, I believe, have some real utility with our particular goals. So let's talk about the first one, which is the sternum or the Gironda style pull-up. You may be more familiar with this one as a perfect pull-up. Very much the same movement, but this one goes through slightly different intentions. We almost go through 3 different positions during this particular movement. The start position is very much the same as a normal chin-up. The mid-range is almost more like a straight arm lat pullover. And then the top position, when we're trying to pull that sternum towards bar as opposed to getting just our chin over the bar, is very much like the lockout of a row position, or that should certainly be the intent and the effort. I think this particular movement is kind of the king of compound pulling movements. Yes, if we're going down the unilateral route, we might have the chin up. That could be considered the king of pulling movements. But realistically, if we're talking about 2-arm movements, if you can do a few reps of these with absolutely impeccable form, your pulling strength is going to be really, really solid. The reason this movement is so good is that it doesn't only just work the lats, much like a normal chin-up or pull-up, but it actually really works quite aggressively those scapular retractors, that ability to draw your shoulder blades back and together that is so fundamental with pulling strength in general. You can use either a supinated or a pronated grip, the supinated being the easier of the two, and you can use a difference with grip width as well, whether that's being a narrow grip being easier or going to a wider grip being much harder. The wider we go, the less lat activation we're going to get, and the more we're going to focus on that mid-back, mid and upper back, and that scapular retractors. As I said, this isn't a beginner move, so some of you might make the effort to do this movement but not be able to touch that important sternum to bar. So I'm going to add an honorable mention here of a progression to this drill, which is simply using the principle of mechanical advantage, or the fact that we're going to be stronger in the lowering portion as we are in the raising portion. So very simply, we do a normal pull-up up. We then try to shift in that top position to a more lean back position, trying to shift that sternum to bar, tilting the torso more to maybe a 45-degree angle, and then lowering, trying to maintain as much as possible that angled position, almost akin to kind of the feeling and sensation you might get in a front lever. This actually, second variation, would be called a subscapularis or a lean back pull-up. Again, a great variation in its own right, but I just thought I'd mention it as a great progression to that first not so beginner friendly movement. Next up, we've got a great option for those of us who maybe have a weak point at either the top or the bottom of a chin up, and that is using something called the 1 1/4 chin up. The name kind of says it all. Basically, we're going to add an extra quarter rep at either the top or the bottom portion of the movement to get some extra volume, some extra stimulus in that weaker area. It should be done with a little bit of a slower tempo, and again, the focus should be on the effort, the contraction, and the form of pulling in that position. As I mentioned, I think this one is a particularly great accessory movement for those of us who want to work on a particular weak point in a movement. Say we do a harder, maybe a 1-arm chin-up or a more advanced variation as our main primary exercise, and then we back this up with an accessory movement, the 1 1/4 chin-up, either the top or the bottom, depending on where we need to work on. Finally, I want to mention something that maybe is a little bit unique, but also I see covered in one degree or another, and that is training the chin up with speed. Now, actually, this is kind of covered in what you'd see more in maybe like the street calisthenics stuff. And these guys are already doing a lot of these more explosive movements. For somebody like myself, I don't consider myself in the world of street calisthenics. Like, I do bodyweight training. I don't think people who do this sort of training do a lot of speed training, a lot of that dynamic effort, that concentric focus training, which we might see in, practices like West Side Barbell, where we've got powerlifters who are concerned with moving the most amount of weight they can do, but they often do lighter training with a dynamic effort. And that is because when we think about force, the equation is force equals mass times acceleration. That acceleration is an important component. It's not always about moving the most load that you can, especially in a slow manner. We also need to be able to perform submaximal load, but perform it quickly. that is also going to help improve our force development and therefore increase our strength in pretty much a whole array of movements. So the main drill I like for this one is a grip it and rip it chin up. And in this particular instance, it's not necessarily about how much load we're lifting, it's about how quickly we can perform that pull-up movement. Setup is the most important element with this one, so we want to be able to have our feet firmly placed on the floor or a box or whatever it is in relation to that chin up bar position. From here, we want to have fingers around the bar, and we then want to make the action of first gripping the bar really hard and then trying to basically apply as much force as possible, as quickly as possible, trying to do the pull up, basically thinking about trying to get our head as high as we can. We also might want to break a cardinal sin when it comes to chin-ups, and that is we want to actually use our legs to assist a little bit. This will provide an overspeed element to that lifting portion. So by using the legs to jump a little bit, helps us with that acceleration, helps us then apply the force down. A couple of things to note when it comes to speed strength training is that generally speaking, we want to kind of train it in the 3 to 5, maybe 6 rep range, but we want to be doing it at an intensity that we can do for many more reps than that, because the focus shouldn't be on reaching failure. It should kind of be when that speed begins to diminish. Roughly speaking, this equates to about a 40 to 60% of our 1 rep max. The nuance to this is a little bit challenging, but essentially if we're going to stick to that 3 to 5 rep range, I would expect, probably most people to be using body weight, or if you're particularly heavy, actually using a band to reduce some of that load can be beneficial. But again, acceleration, how quickly can we move is the main focus, so it's not always beneficial just to try and do as much weight as possible. But that's basically it. That's 3 chin-up, pull-up progressions that I think a lot of people aren't necessarily doing, but could have a significant impact on your overall performance when applied. But I want to pass the final question off to you. Do you have a chin-up progression that you particularly like to use that maybe not many other people like to use and that you think is particularly effective? Leave it in the comment section down below with the reason why. I would love to hear your particular thoughts on this one, what you're using, and I'm sure everyone else who is reading the comments would be keen to know as well. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, you can always hit that thumbs up button and support the channel. Right next to it is that subscribe button as well if you want to join the Bodyweight Warrior tribe. Don't miss out any more future videos. But other than that, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a strong week and peace.